Okay, let's have fun with the control gate. So, the first situation is quite obvious. Just as in the tutorial, we need to get rid of these gates. We don't want any directional change to our qubit, right? So, for the second one, we want to get rid of color. It's quite clear. And look at these X gates. There is one here before. This Z gate will not apply because it's been removed through the fact that there is nothing before the control here on the qubit one. So the Z gate will not work. We don't need to add anything here. In this example, we simply need to make sure that all these gates are inactive. So for instance, this control gate that you see here would trigger if this control wouldn't exist, right? And everything else would trigger. But because we have on this row nothing before on control 2, then we are able to traverse the circuit. Okay, in this case again, let's get rid of color. And what we have is something that looks a bit complicated. So we reach 0, 0, 1, and we want to be on 1, 1, 1. So let's get rid of this X, and that's the solution. See, because we already have the X's present here, and none of these 3 rows are in effect because they're all taken out by control. Okay, now again, same situation. What if we just do this, right? Because we don't want any color. It could be a better solution somewhere, but I'm not looking for a good solution. I'm looking to show you the way this puzzle can be solved. So yeah, we don't need this X. Let it speed up. We've reached the solution. Okay, now again, a big mess. Wow, let's try to get rid of some of it. And this also needs to go away. And well, yeah, everything needs to go away. Same situation as before. Clear the whole area. Okay, now we need to pick up gold. How we can go by picking up gold? If you open this, you're able to see the colors, right? So you could think about it a bit, and maybe there is a very efficient solution hidden here somewhere. What I think would be the best way to go about it is to simply add an X here. I hope you understand why, because then I can pick the red. So I'm traversing, picking up the red, then picking up the green, first picking up the green, then picking up the red, and I got my solution. Yeah, so very, very efficient, very optimized solution. Most likely I'll get some special points for it. Okay, now we are reaching 100 gold and we want to be 1001 blue. So what do we remove from here? Let's start with removing this. So maybe in situations when things get a bit more complicated, you should activate the state grabber. So if I activate my state grabber on the last slot, I'm able to see exactly where the last part of my algorithm ends up being. So I know I want to be here and here, right? Because I want to reach that state. But to get there, I might need to use one of these reds, one of these green colors. So clearly I should try to not force these. And maybe if I just do something like this and remove the X, that's a big mess. Okay, so that's not the way to solve it. Let's look again. So from 100 to 111, I would love if I can just flip this and then remove the third one. Yeah, but oh no, the second one, the last one. Oh yeah, well, apparently I cannot remove it because it's enabled by the previous one. So now I should have my solution. You see why the moment I was placing a gate here, it wouldn't matter too much because this keeps it active. So always look for a gate that keeps the whole algorithm alive and takes it to the wrong place. So I had to remove it. And when I removed it, I got my solution. And by the way, this is a very efficient way to do very complicated puzzles, especially after you understand the nature of the gates and what they do in a visual form. You can compute fully visual in your head. You don't need to do any of the mathematics. Okay, this looks, again, very complicated. Does it have to be complicated? No, it really doesn't. There is nothing to think about it. Simply placing controls on all corners will give you perhaps not the most efficient solution, but a solution that works. And that's all we need. A solution that works, that makes the point. Okay, that's not very optimal. For sure, you might get some points if you find some better way to solve it. Okay, now you need from 100 to get to 00 and keep gold. How could you go about keeping gold? Well, I think a really easy way would be to get rid of these and then add these colors together. Green with red give you gold. So if I were just to flip them, then I would get gold, right? But now I have 0, 1, 1, 1. So I need to flip these back, right? At the moment I've done that, there you go. I have my solution. I hope this has been helpful. I'm solving this in real time. I completely forgot how these were constructed. It's all about trying to show my framework of thinking, and I'm sure there are better ways. I'm sure you'll find more efficient ways than I've done it here live.